Good morning, friends. We are going to work on prepping the raised beds, but I wanted to show you they are officially all painted and they're ready. They're ready for me to put what I need to put inside. I have the soil that's been delivered. I have a lot of work to try to get as much as I can from the land so that I can use that on the bottom layer of the beds. Let me show you how they look. Definitely, hands down, for the amount of painting that we had to do, paint gun is a way to go. The roller was just gonna take us forever, and since my husband and I have full-time jobs, it just wasn't gonna be complete in time. I wanted to show you the dirt. This is 20 yards of garden mix. I calculated 30 yards to fill all the beds, but I'm only doing 20 yards of the garden mix for now because there is a lot that I can harvest from the land to try to do some of the horticulture system and encourage more earthworms to come in. But that's not all that I purchased. I also purchased 6 yards of composted mulch that's really finely screened, and that's gonna be the top 1-inch layer of all the beds. Hopefully that retains a lot of the moisture. I didn't really like to use the hay. It was very complicated to move it out of the way and put new seedlings and to fertilize. It was just a lot of trouble. So I think this is gonna work a lot better. So I have about 4 yards to locate branches, leaves, pine needles. You can use pine needles as long as you cut them so you expose the inside, because there's a wax layer on top of the pine needles that doesn't let them decompose. They are not high in nitrogen when they're dry, so I can use them in the bottom layer. And right now I'm gonna head over to our burn pile and collect all the ashes that we have from all the burning that we've done since we've been here. Here's my ash pile. So I'm gonna collect all of this and we're gonna spread it and mix it with the soil. The entire cart, which is really nice. Left just a little bit there. It looks really ugly, but just enough so that it still protects the outside. I don't know too much about fires, but I'm sure the fire will be contained, leaving some behind. Here's the next beautiful pile I'm going to attack. This is a lot. I will leave some over here for the trees, but all this from here over is gonna go. It's a workout. I'm gonna take a break and go eat some lunch. So I found some good sticks and a lot of it's already picked up. I'm gonna leave these ready, so when I'm working on each bed one by one, I'll just come grab a pile to fill them in. Looks a lot different. way better. Now, just on the opposite side, I have all this patch over here to also work on. This side right here has a lot of leaves, so this is gonna be a different pile. But over here is a lot of pine needles, which I'm gonna keep separate because we do have to cut those so that they decompose in the beds. If not, these will take maybe 3 years or so to decompose. See this right here? This is what I want. This crumbled leaf mixture is definitely what you want. Over here, I have a lot of big leaves that need to be broken down. So it's gonna take a little bit, not too much. They're very thin, so it doesn't take too long. But this is a good way to get it started. If you can find this is amazing here. The plan is that each and every single one of those beds will have one pile of leaves from the land to start off with. I have 10 piles already, and quite honestly, I'm very tired. I'm so tired, but I'm gonna keep going. I have all this other side to do, and then within an hour or so, it's break time. Thankfully, I have a lot of clouds and it's not as hot as it can be. So thank you, Jesus, for helping me out. One of the nice things about this area here is that the deer come and stop by and they leave their droppings. So there's gonna be a lot of manure in this area, so it's gonna be extra fertilizer. Yep, those are my friends right there. And it's covered, all this has it. There's a lot of good stuff here, so I'm so thankful for it. This is gonna help the garden a lot. I don't know if you've seen it, but the soil in the raised garden bed area is actually, the soil all around here is very fine. It's finer than sand. I mean, it gets everywhere the moment you step on it. It's so fine that it gets in every little crack. Like, I don't understand. I haven't tested this soil. It is part of my to-do list, but look how fine it is. It's so fine. Was that eggs of something? I don't know. I don't like it, but this is how you're left with every single day we walk out here. So it's very different from all the soils that I've seen. So I'm really curious about the test. Hopefully I get to it in the next week or so. For now, I'm gonna take a break. Then later on in the afternoon, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna start stapling the fabric inside. I'm gonna lay out probably chicken wire or something similar underneath, just to prevent any other little creatures to come underground and eat my veggies. And then we're gonna start layering. Good morning. It is now the next day. It actually rained, and it rained quite a bit. There was a lot of lightning and thunder, and with all these trees, you don't want to be outside. So I had to wait until today to start over again. So we're going to see how much we can do before the heat of the sun. And to top it off, it's extremely humid. So we'll see how long I last. Hopefully I get to do a lot of beds. My plan is to do the first 4 beds here because they are in the first zone. So if I'm going to install water or the drip and test things out, it's going to be on the very first zone. Okay, so here we go. I set up the compressor because we're gonna use a stapler for our fabric. Now the fabric that I got is woven, and it's going to hopefully protect the wood from the water on this side. So the woven part is going to be against the wood, and then the other side is going to be against the dirt. This is really good for filtration, so it's still going to have some airflow. It's going to be different than the one that I'm going to put over here on this side where the gravel is going to be. The one over here is going to be non-woven because we need the water to go through. This one's going to hopefully prevent a lot of the water to come on this side. So this was I believe it was a 300-foot roll by 4 feet, and it actually has a line for every foot. So cutting this was not too hard because there was already a measurement there. We cut these in 12 inches. We're gonna wrap around the inside and use a stapler. I've used a staple gun before, but not a pneumatic one. So wish me luck. Okay, that didn't work out. Let's see. No staple. No staple. Where's the staple? Okay, I did this the wrong way. I thought the staples would go here, but no. Now I understand the instructions. There you go at the bottom. In there. That's gonna push it in. Maybe. Okay, I think they're backwards, of course. It has to come out the way the staple's supposed to come out. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. I don't know if I might need to double it up there. We'll see. And we got a staple. How funny. Put one right there. Okay. Put one at the bottom. Well, that's splashed up. Okay, here we go. I know the guys watching this video are probably laughing, but I'm glad I'm causing you humor. It actually is a lot of fun. So let's see how much I can do because I'm already dripping sweat. But it's fine. I like to be out here and I can't wait to get these done. What I learned a few things is one, how to load the staple gun correctly. And then two, you need safety glasses because the pressure from the staple, the kickback, I would say, if you're too close, when I had to flip the stapler upside down, the dirt would just come shooting at me, which I know that you saw that. Lots of sweat, so I need to go get a rag. But overall, I am so stoked of the way it looks just covered because that means it's ready to be filled. Now, a lot of you have told me that I need to put some chicken wire underneath. But quite honestly, for one, it's expensive. I don't want to cut myself doing it, and I know that's besides the point. The point is to help me deal with less pests, but my main concern is the galvanized part of chicken wire. I know that at some point it will rust, and rust is really toxic. I know because I use garden staples, and those also rust, even though they say that they are galvanized. The only way that it would work, it would be if it was stainless steel, and that's even more expensive. I have looked at other ways to deal with those type of pests when I do get them. Hopefully I don't. So I think I'd much rather do that. You might tell me that I'm crazy, but I'm really concerned with the toxins that get leached out, and maybe the fabric will do that too. But see, the fabric's just on the side. It's not the same that's in the bottom. I might regret it, but you know what? If you have more information on it that I don't have, I'm only gonna do this first 4 boxes, so I can go back and then change the setup on these. And this is the final product. It looks so good. And you do need that fell over there, the box cutter, to measure them and size it. Well, one bed is almost complete. I'm going to sprinkle some ashes. I'm also going to collect some of the shavings in the chicken coop and just put a little bit, because chicken manure is really concentrated, so I don't want to put too much and burn anything later. So I'm just gonna sprinkle just a tiny bit just to have a little bit of that in here. And then the last thing that we're gonna do is add that 1 inch of mulch, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to wait and see if maybe later on, while I'm working on the other beds, that there is some rain, and let this settle a little bit, because I really want to see how much more I need to add. There's a lot of air gaps in here that need to be filled, and unless it really rains heavily or I come in here and water it down really good, then I'll see how much more it lowers. So this is really where I want the soil to be, but that's after it settles in. So I know it's probably gonna drop another inch. So I might have to come in here and add some more soil, but I first want to put those extra things on here, and then we'll see, because I have a lot of work here, and my goal was to do these 4 beds so we can test out the irrigation, and I'm running low on manpower. As usual, it's really hot. My kids are helping me a little bit, My daughter is helping me put some of the barriers. Now that the sun is down, it's about 6 in the evening. I'll get a chance to do a little bit more of the lining, but outside of that, I'm worn out. My hands are shaky and I have a long ways to go, so I need to rest. I can't overdo myself. If not, I'll be down for a few days and I can't afford that right now. So let's take our cart and go into the chicken coop. I haven't showed you my chicks. They're really big. And I didn't mention, I did have the landscaper install an injection system. So let me show you what that looks like. I need to paint it, make it look a little bit nicer. But the idea is that that's the main line. We close that a bit, let the water run through here. And this is the suction hose where I can put my 5-gallon tank of fertilizer and then have that run over and through the line. There's a lot of those systems. That is my first try, so we'll see how that one turns out. If it's not enough, then we'll change the size. If not, if it doesn't work out, then we'll improvise and get a little better one. Just go into the chicken coop. Hey girls. I'm just gonna show you the chickens and where we're gonna collect the shavings. Sorry, my hand's tired, so. Hey girls. We still have all 14 chicks and 3 ducks. Got 2 over here. Then over here is a chicken coop. And this has been here for what, almost 2 months already? So it's not a lot. It's pretty clean. It does not smell in here, but we do want to put some clean stuff in here. So I'm going to take some of this. It's got a lot of good stuff in it, and I think it'd be perfect for the beds. It's not too much. It's not oversaturated, and we're just going to sprinkle a little bit. This is the confetti on the cake. So all I'm going to do right now is just mix it in with the soil. So it's just a really thin layer, so it shouldn't do any harm. I know a lot of people are concerned with pathogens and all that stuff, and it's better to age it, which it is, but these are our chickens. We know what we feed them. They're pretty much free range. I give them a lot of good stuff. I give them the best kind of food. I spend a lot of money on their food. Great ingredients. So I know that this will be good for the beds and for the veggies. I added the ashes. I mixed it in a little bit. We're gonna leave it like this for now. And we're still missing, well, actually it's going to be a water fertilizer, and that's gonna be molasses. I'm gonna add some molasses here when I first do the initial watering, but that won't be until I put plants on here and I see some growth. So just keep that in mind. I will be doing that, but I'll have a video and show you what I do. All right, friends, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments, please put them down below because I'd love to hear them. And I hope I see you back. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.